Well, there are so many things in the city of Kawartha Lake that are really troubling, but most of them are hidden from us by a propaganda machine that spews out information that says all is well in the city, things are getting better, and the memorable quote from the mayor, "We have turned the corner, but nobody knows where that corner is." Let me just explore in this video some of these ideas. I should start by noting what Churchill said about the truth. He said that in war, the truth is so important, it should always be surrounded by a brigade of disinformation. Well, we suffer from something like that, so let's have a look. Now, this is Dr. Mintz again in one of his articles, and he says taxpayers should be able to sue for misleading advertisements. And that happens to us all the time. We're all led up the wrong path by the city. So let's see what the mayor's propaganda machine churns out to confuse us all. I like this one. This was in 2015 when the mayor was saying, well, we're getting into a bit of a financial hole, and these are the things that we can do. We can add to the tax increases each year. We can increase the city's debt ceiling, which will have to be paid back eventually. He actually understands that we have to pay this back, and that's good. We can increase user fees and rates for different services. We can reduce the services offered, or the levels of some services, or a combination of all four. For the financial success of our city, and to be responsible and fair to all of our residents now and in the future, we need to find ways to reduce our costs. So let's check, yeah? The taxes were increased, and this is kind of funny what he says there, because if you read it, the tax increases, seems to me that tax increases are already in place, but they're going to be increased even more. We can increase the city's debt ceiling. Well, that's been done. We can increase user fees. That's been done, and a lot of people are hurting. We can reduce services, close fire halls, close arenas, close libraries. That's been done. So all of those four things that he said in 2015 could be done, have been done. So he's very prophetic. Now he goes on to say, for the financial success of our city and to be responsible, we need to find ways to reduce our costs. Now this came up from the newspaper, Harold Templehagen, and he says what we need to do for sound economics, there should be a salary cap of $100,000 a year. So the public is aware of this, but the public isn't shouting very loud. But I am, and our group is. Cut staff, cut salaries. I have sent that message to the council many times, and also to the newspapers, but nobody wants to pick it up. Cut the staff and cut the salaries. That is what is done in the real world. In the real world, business only survives by reducing the workforce. Now, there's no point in reducing services, so they don't do that, and the products, because those are the things that bring money into a business. In the city, the workforce becomes ever more costly. Their salaries keep going up. There are more of them. And this is at the same time as services are being reduced and facilities are closed. This means that this ever-increasing, more expensive bureaucracy has less work to do. And that's exactly opposite of real business. As I said, I've written to the council many times on this. It's not even acknowledged. The core review did not even consider staffing numbers and the cost of staff. Now, here is the latest of the mayor's messages. I put in the word propaganda there because it is nothing short of propaganda. He says, this is a very exciting time to build on the accomplishments of the previous terms of council. That's it. What are the accomplishments? Woo-wee! 8% tax increase one year in that period. Closure of fire halls. Closure of libraries. Protests at council meetings. increased water rates, front-end loading, failure of rural transit, increase in size and costs of staff, increase in permit costs, increase in rentals, forced hookups, potholes, potholes, potholes. So those are the accomplishments. All I can say, let's have no more accomplishments, please, in the city of Kawartha Lakes. Now this is one of those things that really is injurious to my health. The misuse, the screaming misuse of mathematics. These were the only numbers which were in the mayor's message. The operating costs reduced by 3%, capital budgets increased by 68%, and contribution to reserves increased by 30%. These percents tell us nothing. They are designed to turn a pig's ear into a silk purse. Reserves are increased by borrowing money first. Then they put it into reserves, and then they pay the balances in some of their accounts with money from the reserves. In real life, a reserve is real money saved and put aside for a rainy day problem, as used to happen before amalgamation. The city reserves today is simply debt. Now, the capital budgets may be increased by 68%. But what does that mean, that 68%? Do we get 68% more money? Did it miraculously appear? No, it's just more debt money. So I ask the question, 68% of what? Now, one of my favorite authors is this Professor Duderney. He used to write in the Scientific American article on mathematics, and he's written this wonderful book called 200% of Nothing. And he just shows all these bad things that municipalities do with mathematics to confuse people. He says, politicians and government officials abuse numbers and logic in the most elementary ways. They simply cook figures to suit their purpose, use obscure measures of economic performance, and indulge in horrendous examples of child abuse, all in the name of disguising unpalatable truths, the level of taxation, and the realities of economic performance. And the people in management of the city of Kawartha Lakes must have read that book and memorized it and use it steadily. So there you have it. The simple mathematics that is used in the city is being abused regularly. You can see how percentages are distorting the truth and telling us almost nothing at all. It is time to insist on proper numbers and proper explanations and proper accounting principles. We've had enough of this smokescreen of mathematics, which makes me so mad and increases my blood pressure to dangerous levels. So once again, please help to disseminate these videos and get more people concerned and interested in what is really happening in the city of Kawartha Lakes. And once again, click that you like this and pass it on to other friends, and also go into the small change in your pockets. Thank you.